Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the La Curva North podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Trito, and we got a good episode for you. Okay, guys, welcome back. I know I've been away for about probably almost 2 months and a half, or at least in that region. I've had lots of going on pretty much with family activities, life, the holidays, the typical stuff, but I want to get back on here more often and start being able to produce more content, especially now that Lazio is picking it up, which I want to get into right away, and talk about the good run of form that we've been on. And we didn't really know how good we were going to be this year. I guess in that sense, we didn't really know how we were going to play, how we were going to continue on and continue growing as a team, because we just didn't seem like we had consistency, I guess, best way to put it. And I'll say this, there was a certain point that happened in the past 2 months that I can look at this is when things started to change, and that was the incident with Vecino when he looks like he got into a fight with Maurizio Sarri. Because after that moment, the team started playing better, started seeing cohesiveness, they started seeing some creativity, and now we won 3 games in a row in the Serie A, against Empoli, against Frosinone, then we had a tough but good win against Udinese at the weekend. And then we play against Lecce at home to restart the second half of the campaign. And I have to be honest with you, going to when we last talked, I did not feel really sure about this team. But since the last run of form, since showing what we've been doing recently, I feel really comfortable with the team now. So let's talk about some of the key performers and who's been, really stepping up right now. And no surprises, Matteo Guendouzi and Nicolo Ravella. Particularly Ravella, he's been playing like an absolute monster right now. I know he's just chasing down balls. He's everywhere. I mean, he just closes down the spaces, is quick at distributing the ball. I mean, what can you say? The guy's been fantastic for us this year. Been really, really, really good. And then Matteo Guendouzi, again, another guy just constantly gives us 110% every single game, constantly running, never gets tired. He plays every minute, every single game, which is just unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen a player that fit, at least not in my recent memory. And he just played so well. These guys contributed goals. They're locking down defensively, and now we seem to have a cohesiveness in the midfield, which we're lacking at the end of the year. And now the team's going to play consistently because of it, I think. Beginning of the year, we didn't really know, what our best 11 was, and now in these past couple of games, we've seen, how good our team actually can be when we start playing cohesively as a unit and start doing what the coach asks us to do. And now we're seeing the full emergence of Isaacson. Unfortunately, got a little bit of a knock on his ankle this weekend, but he's been playing very well. So has Totti. So has Mario Gila. Man, he's been very, very good in defense. And this is a guy who wasn't playing at all last year, wasn't playing over game this year, and because of injury, guys, Chanson, he's taken it, and he's played extremely well. So the team as a whole has looked very, very good. And, we were nervous. Okay, Luis Alberto's gone down, Ciro Immobile's gone down, but now we've seen the kids step up, and that sort of makes me very comfortable going forward into the future, the long-distance future, but also the immediate future. What else can I say about Pellegrini? That guy has to play. He's our surefire left back, and he scored a very crafty and smart goal against Udinese from the free kick, and what a good goal to get it. Your first goal in Serie A, and he's played very well too. The team in general has looked very, very strong, and Hakeem Zakani's come back to life in a sense. He's dribbling the ball again. He doesn't seem like he's as, I don't want to say out of shape, but just out of form, I guess. He's come back to life. He's playing very well. He's taking guys on again. It brings a lot of belief that we can do good things to remainder this season. And here we were in 10th place like a couple of games ago, and now we're 3 points off 4th with we have a game against Lecce this week in the league, and then the good news is too, well, I shouldn't say good news for them, that being Bologna and Fiorentina. They just played a grueling Capitale match. They played 120 minutes and they won the penalties, and guess what? They have another game in a couple of days, so they're probably going to be a little bit exhausted. And Fiorentina plays against Udinese at home, and Udinese is going to make that a tough game because they're a physical team, and that might not be a good recipe for Fiorentina this weekend. Though they could win because they got good players. Bologna might struggle in Cagliari because Cagliari is a very tough place to go play because they're at KG Stadium. It's difficult. It's a narrow field. It's just a difficult place to go play and go win. Now, despite all the fact that we're playing really well, we have a Champions League tie next month against Bayern Munich, which I'll be honest with you, a couple weeks ago, I didn't believe this team was going to hold up. Now, because we're playing good, we're showing our depth, our quality, and everyone's cohesively playing well. Yeah, I think we can do well. I think we can do well in the Champions League. Will we win? I don't know. But ultimately, I think we're going to give a good showing. I generally do. But now the big question regarding our team is the Kamada question. What can I say about Daichi? He's obviously very frustrated him get called up to the Asian Cup for Japan. He had really a difficult game, unfortunately, on Sunday against Udinese, and the guy really was struggling to, just even string a pass together, unfortunately. I don't want to keep harping and beating up on the guys. I don't like beating up on any player, as a matter of fact, because I understand how difficult it is being a former semi-professional myself. When you're in that form, you're in that rut, it's very difficult to get out of. So you have to just be extremely patient. You have to grind through it. And the thing is, too, he seemed like he was giving up on himself, giving up on the situation, because, especially if you don't know what's going on in Italy, there's been a law change with the tax code. Basically, I just want to get into the specifics of this Domedo Crescita. Basically what it was is that these foreign players were getting tax breaks to come play in Italy. The Italian government got rid of that. So Kamada, considering he only has a 1-year contract with us, he might be thinking on the way out. And if that's the case, we might need to move on and get somebody else right now in his transfer window. But look, I still think he's a quality player, but I just hope he hasn't given up on himself and he hasn't given up on the situation. Because look, he can still be a very key contributor to this team, a big key contributor right now, because we don't have Luis Alberto, we don't Ciro Immobile. We need a star player to step up, and he has been a great player in the past. So it's just, he has potential to do more than what he's been showing, and I hope he does, because he can really help give this team a boost to just put us in a category where we're really, really sharp and decisive. Because right now we don't have Immobile and Luis Alberto, our 2-star players, but we're still playing well without them. So the big game tomorrow, the Derby. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want this Derby at all. The reason being because I just didn't want to play Derby in January when we have some injuries. Roma's got some injuries, and it's gonna be a very cagey affair. And yeah, there's gonna be some players who are gonna, particularly on the Roma side, are gonna try to provoke, and that's probably why Orsato and Irati were the 2 referees who were chosen to basically lead the game. So Orsato will be the field referee, and Irati will be the VAR referee. And why it's important, because they're the 2 most experienced Italian referees right now, or regarded as the 2 best ones. Why is this a problem for Roma? Well, Roma relies on a lot of hard hits, fouls, playing kind of scrappy style of football. And that might not be a case for them to do that tomorrow. They might not be able to beat people up like they have in the past. And, I know that Roma is going to do everything they can to provoke our players to get into fights tomorrow. We just need to keep our head and stay cool. For our game plan, I think it has to be simple. Shut down Dybala, because he's the one who everything goes through. And then just don't get into the stupid cagey fights with Roma. Because the thing is, too, regarding our injuries and their injuries with Roma. All right. Roma, I think Mancini has a calf issue. Llorente can't play tomorrow. Dybala, you don't know how he's going to be fitness-wise. He just seems to sometimes have these niggly injuries every once in a while, so that could be a factor. But then for us, on our side, Isaacson had a bit of that scare against Udinese when he got trotted on his ankle. It looks like he might have slightly sprained it, apparently, for what I've been told. Zaccagni apparently has a huge bruise on his big toe, so it might be something that he might not play, because both those guys didn't train today. And apparently Provadel has a fever. So it's not like we're going to go in there with an ideal situation with all our full team, but we're still have a good team going in tomorrow, good depth going in, and I don't feel we should be too nervous. I mean, they may not start the game, those 2 guys, particularly Isaacson and Zaccagni, but they can come off the bench and still be effective. And I still think we should go get the victory tomorrow, because at this point Roma is just playing very, very scrappy. Again, I keep saying scrappy style of football, but that's really what they're doing, and it's not really. It doesn't inspire you that much. Again, Mourinho's going to try to provoke. We know that there's going to be a lot of provoking this week. this game, excuse me, because that's just how Roma plays, guys. That's how they like to win games. They like to get in your skin, beat you up, and get yourself sent off. And that's something we just need to be aware of, not get caught up in all that. Because look, if we do, we're gonna throw away the game, do what Roma wants us to do. So we need to keep our heads, stay focused, play a professional game, shut down Dybala, and just take our chances when they come. I think Totti, he will get a couple of chances tomorrow, and I think he'll score. Hopefully he does, because he scored a great goal against Frosinone a couple of weeks ago. And you know what? He's playing better now, so I think the chances are going to come. We just need to take them when they do come and just score. And following that up, finally going into the remainder part of this season, we have a transfer window right now. I think we need to get another midfielder probably. And good thing too, we signed another Roman-born Laziale and Manuel Valeri. He will come in June, so that's good. We're playing the left back position. And further going forward, I think that we need to get these 3 points. We have to get these 3 points against Lecce to keep putting pressure on the top 4, because we're closing in on the door. We're really banging on that door now, and we really can do some things that'll be of great dividends. And I really think we can break into the top 4 and really put pressure on the other teams around us. Considering that Fiorentina, and as I mentioned before, Fiorentina and Udine and Bologna will have those tough games. And to conclude, I have to say, and this is the last point, is that overall, guys, I think we're in a good spot. This is probably the best position we've been in the whole year. And here's the thing about this too. Before we won against Napoli, I'm like, we won against Napoli. We played good, but I wasn't convinced. Now, following these 3 games and what I'm seeing, now a lot more convinced, like, all right, we're going to be okay. I think we're going places. I think we just have to keep our heads, keep playing the way the coach asked us to play, keep growing into it. And I think we'll come back into the top 4, and who knows, we might go on a miracle run in the Champions League. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting this strange feeling we might actually do it. The team's coming together. The team's, and the thing too, before I go, why I believe this, because the team has shown some grit and mentality in these past 2 games. We lost our 2 leaders. There were 2 difficult games. We had a questionable penalty kick called against us against Frosinone. We came out, we scored 3 goals. What was it, like in 10 minutes? Then against Udinese, we were away playing as a very physical and hard-hitting team. And we scored with a good goal of Pellegrini. Then we conceded a kind of soft goal and a free kick. And then we came right back and we scored right away. And again, with Vecino, it's mentality. And I have to be honest with you, I think that's what's going to make the difference now. It's not even just surely we're basically a style of play. We need to go out and actually have the mental conviction to play well. And to play as Lazio can play. And if we can do that and just play that mental conviction, I think we're going to go places. I generally do. We've got a good... Because before, years past, we didn't have a deep squad. And this year we do. They're playing well. The new guys at 5 seem like they're integrating into the system finally. And now we're seeing the wheels begin to turn. So, conclusion, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys after the derby tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, we're going to keep these videos going and have a great day. E anche, in conclusione, Forza Lazio sempre.